like the Christian relationship with suffering is really complicated. Okay, so first of all, suffering is what we would probably call a natural evil, kind of like death, right? Death is a natural evil. We don't look at someone having died and think, oh, how wonderful they died, right? That's a good thing. No, we think to ourselves, oh, it's sad they died, right? Death is something we avoid. And most of the time, uh, suffering and death are things where we could say, oh, yeah, it is not good that that thing happened in a natural way, right? Now, is there sometimes a time when it's like, okay, I choose suffering or I choose death because of some greater good? Absolutely, right? You can choose to, a soldier who sacrifices their own life to save the lives of others, right, is doing a noble thing, right? Someone who runs into a burning building to get someone out to save their life, knowing that they themselves might die or suffer terrible burns, right? Those people are doing good things, right? But suffering and death, kind of on a basic level, natural evil, we don't default think of those things as good. However, for the Christian, there's another layer on top of this. Excuse me, I was going to say for the Christian. For the Catholic, because I think this gets complicated when you deal with certain forms of non-Catholic Christianity. But for the Catholic, there's another layer to suffering. And that is that because Jesus Christ suffered on the cross for our sins, and he's God and everything, suffering can make us Christ-like, right? A person who suffers can do so, in a sense, in imitation of Christ, or in union with Christ, or something like that. And for the Christian, that makes it something very valuable, right? In many senses, the old simple phrase that some of us remember, "What would Jesus do?" is a great guide for us and what it means to be holy and a good disciple of Jesus Christ. And a good Christian person is like, okay, what would Jesus do? Well, sometimes the answer is Jesus suffers, right? And so, okay, suffering comes to me for whatever reason, in whatever form, to accept that as a way of imitating Christ, as becoming Christ-like, can be a very powerful route to holiness. Now, notice I'm putting in a lot of qualifiers here. There's a lot of can be, all that kind of stuff in there, because there's yet a third side, right? When we're thinking to ourselves, okay, I'm a Catholic, I want to be holy. Well, the big question is, well, who makes you holy, right? And the answer is not, I become holy by my own decisions. The answer is, God makes me holy by a gift of his grace with which I can cooperate or not.